Hello people. So update on the bike. I did have a video done of, I think I'd done the LEDs last time is wrong, but I've done a bracket for the tail light on the sissy bar and wired it all up and in again. Unfortunately, however, it just so happens I lost all that. Very good. So me and the big fella had to take the computer to the specialist people. They had to do a whole wipe down and everything else, and so yeah, that data is gone forever. That film is gone forever. So unfortunately, you're not going to get to see me making the bracket and attaching it. But I'll give you a good look at it here in a wee second. I'll fire it up. Well, I'll not fire it up. I'll turn it on. Add a nice wee cover as well. A couple of wee bits and bobs that I've done. Today is going to be about the suspension bumper. We'll do the suspension today, but put it on. I'll put the hazards on just so that you can see everything running. I think you've seen it all last time in the with the LED lights. The rears working fine. Hand guards again working fine. Lights all grand. So yeah, the tail light however is the spectacle, I suppose. So the best way to see this is, I suppose, me staying this side. Let you have a look. Obviously number plate, LED lights, and then your rear light. Front handbrake working. Rear foot brake working. There was also, in this particular headlight, there was a fourth wire. It's for like a constant amber running light. There's no point in having it on. In our country, not allowed. So we have to be running the red tail light for the past the MOT. So yeah, bracket, got a piece of alloy from the shop, just bent it round the sissy bar whilst on the sissy bar. Put a bit of foam, neoprene foam. I think it was like an old jogging mat or yoga mat, sorry. Put it round, bent it round, clamped it in place to try and get that kind of bend, you know, a wee bit tighter to the front end there. And then I had to put, let me see, we'll walk round. I had to put longer stainless flat heads in to fit through the gap at the back, and then feed the bolt on. So yeah, that's all done, all up and running, perfect. Get that off. Again, you've probably seen that in the last one, but I can't remember where we're at because I think I'm 2 weeks in without doing anything. That's the LED flasher relay. Worked perfectly. The other one that I had, wee shitty round Chinese thing, must have been Chinese because it didn't work. So story with the sissy bar is back's fed in through a pre-existing hole. Front, there is no pre-existing hole. Have to drill in and attach, and then I've made a mark where I'm going to be putting the LED indicators through here just. But today, what we're doing today is the new suspension. Hopefully no major issues. So let's get on with it. Just a wee quick note before I go into super duper fast mode. I'm not talking about put a bit of music on or whatever. The bolt for this rear shock here, the supporting shock, is behind the muffler, exhaust muffler. So it's either take the top off, which I don't think is going to be able to work. I can't remember how I done the last time. I don't know, maybe I did take the top off, pull this forward a bit, and you either let the back wheel drop, you know, the back end, sorry, drop down, or you jack the back wheel up and get underneath. So that's what I'll be doing anyway. So just quick note. Stickers! Adjustment. Adjustment. Instructions.